regarding the question that you asked about some last-minute maneuverings in various MDAs, yes, it has come to our attention that in quite a number of state agencies, some last-minute recruitments are going on. And these recruitments are being done in a manner that appears to have partisan coloration. In other words, MPP supporters and members are being rammed through the system to gain employment just before their party leaves power. For instance, we have heard that in GRA alone, over 700 backdated appointment letters have been issued. Now, the people who have been issued with these letters, we are told, have not gone through any credible appointment process. They have not submitted applications for employment. They have not been duly interviewed. They have not even gone through mandatory medicals. And yet, they have received backdated appointment letters, making them employees of GRA. We do know of similar happenings in the Bank of Ghana, where about 150 people are being issued appointment letters, and in various other places. Now, this is highly irregular. In addition to this, we have heard of payments of large amounts of money to some shadowy entities who are supposed to have done business with some SOEs. For instance, we do know that the Electricity Company of Ghana is on the verge of paying about 240 million Ghana cedis to an entity called Haptel. Now, if this payment was being done to an IPP or being made to an IPP under the cash waterfall mechanism, one could understand because of the nature of the job that they do and how critical it is to keeping the lights on. But this is being paid to a vendor whose services are yet unclear. And given the large amounts of money involved, one would have thought that the government would be minded to raise this matter with the incoming government so that some consensus or common ground is achieved on the matter before they proceed. Now, I say this because in 2016, I'm sure you are quite aware of this, Mr. Osafumafu, who appeared to be who was then the co-chairperson of the Transition Committee, wrote a letter to the outgoing government insisting that all recruitments, all payments, or all transactions that are likely to have significant fiscal impact on the incoming administration must be done only with the explicit consent of the incoming government. So I would have thought that having set this precedent, the NPP itself would be minded to follow suit and act in a manner that keeps faith with the principle that they set, the principle that they lay down. But it does appear that they are unwilling to comply with their own precedents and therefore are doing things on the blind side of the incoming government and are binding the incoming government to payments that may prove detrimental to our fiscal position when we take over. Again, when you employ people, what you are essentially doing is that you are imposing personnel on an incoming administration at the last minute. As to whether or not these appointments fit into the overall plan and strategy of the incoming government is another matter. But it must be done only with the buy-in, approval, and agreement of the incoming government, because it is the incoming government that will bear responsibility for paying these people and even allocating them responsibilities within the MDAs that they are supposed to have been employed. So these are extremely concerning matters, and we raised this forcefully at the meeting yesterday. Eventually, it was agreed that the matter will be revisited tomorrow when we will convene to hold our second meeting, and that a committee will be set up within the transition team to look at these matters and come up with proposals that are acceptable to both sides. But of course, we are hearing that in between the time that this commitment was made yesterday and now, these things are still going on. And we want to caution those who are involved, especially those who are doing things that violate the rules and regulations of the organizations they are working in, that violate Ghanaian law, that they will be held to account once the new government takes over. If we find that they have done anything irregular or contrary to Ghanaian law.